What's going on, folks? So, today I'm going to be checking out the band Infidel Rising and their brand new single here called Still Silent. They also have a new album in the works and all that, so that's something to look forward to. But in the meantime, like I said, we got this new single here. They're back. So, without further ado, let's check this out and see what we got, shall we? Rangers, go. Interesting here. I mean, the highlights, Travis's vocals of Crimson Glory fame. I mean, just what a powerhouse of a vocalist. I mean, his range and all that stuff. His vocals are just top notch. So, it's always kind of a joy to just listen to him. And I mean, he does a great job on this song here, of course. Another highlight for me is I really like the keyboard, particularly that kind of main little, almost like electronic sort of sound, that keyboard melody, along with the bass, like that keyboard and bass combo. Was really groovy, and it just had a really cool sound to it. I really, really enjoyed that. But also just the keyboard throughout the entire song, I thought was stellar. But particularly, like I said, that keyboard and bass combo was really tight. I dug that. The drums did a great job also, some nice fills in there, and just I like the overall kind of just sound of the drums. Just was really solid. And again, it was quite dynamic throughout the song. The song itself, is quite dynamic. There's some elements here. It feels like it's constantly kind of moving to a degree. Sometimes maybe a little bit. I'll get to that, but yeah, I mean the drum work was solid, and the guitars, like the guitar solo and stuff, was really cool. I enjoyed that a lot as well. So I mean, all the musicianship, it sounded really nice. Everyone just did a great job as far as that goes. But one of the biggest things with this song, I feel like that kind of holds it back a little bit, is it is a bit meandering. Like it almost feels like it lacks focus. It just kind of drags on in spots, or just kind of almost feels like it's not really going anywhere at times. And to me, it just kind of takes away a little bit of the flow of the song. Again, I think having a bit more focus in there would have gone a long way. And I know that there's some like prog elements and stuff in here, but even so, again, like particularly the whole section that's kind of like after the chorus. I don't know if it's like part of the chorus still or not, but after like the main part of the chorus, it just feels like it kind of keeps going in kind of an odd way to where it just feels like that section just doesn't really go anywhere, and it really doesn't contribute too much to the song. It almost even kind of takes you out of the flow of the song, and it just feels like it's unnecessary. I just feel like there's certain spots of this song where things could be kind of just removed and kind of make the song a bit more concise and focused, rather than having this extra stuff there that, again, just really, to me, just didn't really contribute to the song, and if anything, took focus away from the song. So that was kind of like the main thing to me is that little spot kind of like after the chorus. But there's other elements throughout the song where it does just, it really feels like it just kind of loses focus, and there's just things that are there just to kind of be there. So yeah, I mean, if that was tightened up a bit, I think the song could have just done a bit more as far as, I mean, again, I keep using the same words over and over, but just that focus, that lack of focus and that kind of meandering sort of feel, it just detracts from the song a bit. And then the other thing I was going to say too is some of the like lyrical melodies just felt a little bit off. Like, it almost felt like there's a little bit of like there's no rhyme or reason sometimes to the way the lyrics are put in there within the melody and what have you. Like sometimes it feels like that there's like too many words there almost, or like too many syllables. And then other times it feels like there's not enough. And so the vocalist has to kind of try to make it fit. but it still just doesn't quite fit with the flow of the song, or like the rhythm of the song and the lyrical melodies. So yeah, again, sometimes, and it kind of stands out to the listener when you're listening to that. And again, you hear some words that just, or some like phrases, or sections of the lyrical melodies that just don't quite fit. It's almost like they're being forced to fit. And that's unfortunate, because again, to me, that really kind of takes away a little bit of the flow of the song, when it just feels like there's a little bit of no rhyme or reason to why it's done this way. And it doesn't kind of match up with some of the lyrical melodies prior, or just the overarching kind of lyrical melodies. And I know there's a little bit of freedom in there just because of the prog nature, but even so, it still has to fit in some capacity. And because it didn't even really feel like a freestyling kind of way either. It kind of fell in between those categories, like one where everything just fits kind of nice and neat within the lyrical melodies, and then the other category is kind of, it's a bit freestyling. It's kind of established early on that there isn't necessarily going to be, everything's not really going to match up entirely with one another, because there's just kind of a free flowing sort of delivery of the lyrical melody. It fell somewhere in between that. So it just kind of felt a bit awkward at times, particularly I would say like in the verses. And then again, that like after the chorus, that kind of meandering sort of section. So that's another thing I think that kind of breaks the flow of the song. So yeah, there's those elements there that kind of took away a little bit, because the performances were all really well done. I like the vibe of the song and kind of what they were going for. Like this kind of groovy sort of, I don't want, like, not spacey, but just almost thought-provoking sort of vibe with the song, where you're almost, it almost feels like you're in another world, or almost like trapped inside your own mind, while that tune's do 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 do. It just is kind of a cool vibe. But overall, some of those lyrical melodies just didn't quite match up, or felt forced, or just didn't tie to some of the rest of the elements. And then in spots, it kind of just went on into territories where it felt like it was unnecessary, and it just breaks the overall flow. So really, that's kind of my ultimate thoughts on it. I'm definitely looking forward to the new album that they're working on, because there's a lot of talent here with these folks. And I mean, the vocalist, is really solid. But even like the chorus, I felt like could have been a little bit stronger. It let him go a bit further into it to really kind of make it pop a little bit, to kind of provide a little bit of an anchor point in the song, because again, due to kind of just that free flowing nature of it. It helps when there's a little bit of an anchor point that the listener can kind of latch onto, and then enjoy the journey, after that. But then always almost like feel safe, like when the song is anchored again, and it's familiar, and then it kind of goes off again, But it just providing almost that safety net to the listener to enjoy the experience of that free flowing nature, but then also, have something to latch onto. So it doesn't entirely feel like you're just floating away into just, chaos almost. I mean, not chaos, but just floating away with almost like no hope of touching the ground again. So, but anywho, a very interesting song here. Again, I'm looking forward to what they release here in the future. But let me know, folks, in the comments down below. What do you think of this song here? Are you looking forward to the new album that they're working on? Let's talk about it, and I'll catch you all next time. Ranger, out.